Hello students of class 12, welcome to my next online class. So here I am with a new chapter of section C, that is application of calculus in commerce and economics. So I will be going to very detailedly, so make sure you watch the video till the end and do not skip the video, right? Otherwise you might lose some important points. So you see, I will be discussing a few formulas which will be used in this chapter and which are very important. Okay. So first formula is here, Cx equals to f plus Vx. What is Cx? Cx is the cost function. Like if you want to set up one business, you are taking one room, okay, for your shop. Now the deposit which you have to pay initially, that is the fixed deposit, okay, and monthly if you have to pay, that is for labor cost, that is for electricity bill, it might be any other bill, right? So cleaning bill, okay, the person you have kept a watchman, so this comes under variable cost, right? The person which you keep in a shop for working, that is comes under variable cost, because this cost changes with the level of production, but fixed cost means it remains same for the level of production. Suppose you have made an agreement with the owner that for 6 months or 1 year or 6 years you will be paying the same rate, that means that will not change, right? So total cost equals to fixed cost plus variable cost. Now it's same thing, suppose you want to manufacture one chair in your company. So when you want to manufacture a chair, so you have to buy a raw material for the chair. So for buying the raw material you have to give some initial payment, you can consider that one as fixed cost, right? And variable cost means to make that chair, how many employees you require, what is the electricity bill, okay, what are the different means the bills which are changing for time to time, that comes under variable cost. So total cost to make one chair is the material cost plus labor cost, that is the fixed cost plus variable cost, right? So cost, Cx stands for cost function because C is a function of x. What is x now? X is the number of units produced. If you are producing one chair, that means x will be 1. If you are producing n number of chairs, that will be n. Okay, so this is given by Cx. Similarly, f is fixed cost and Vx is variable cost. That means variable cost will change upon depending upon number of quantity you are producing. Like x here is the number of units. So Vx is the variable cost. Now next we will find the demand function. What is demand function? A demand function is denoted by small p. Small p or small px, right? Demand function. So if there, and you know there is a demand and what is the supply. So commerce student will be knowing much clearly these terms, right? So demand function. Now how demand function is related with revenue function? Now revenue means what? Something we are selling, right? Something you are selling. Let us consider a chair we are selling in the market. So we are selling one chair for rupees 400, right? So price of one chair is 400. That means x is here 1 and p is here 400, right? So this p is the price per unit, or you can consider it as demand function. That means 400 into 1, when you multiply, that is p into x, that is capital R. That is 400 into 1 equals to R, or R equals to rupees 400. This is the revenue value. Revenue value means the money which you will be getting after selling that product, right? So if you are selling x chair, then this will be 400x, right? So revenue means here after selling the money which you are getting from the market, that comes under revenue function. So revenue function is given by x into price per unit or x into demand function. Its demand will be more, then the price will be more. If demand will be less, then the price will be less. So what two formulas we have learned till now, that is Cx equals to f plus Vx. P is the demand function, that is denoted, and R is the revenue function, that is given by Px, right? Next we'll find what is profit function. Profit means in junior classes we have learned profit equals to Sp minus Cp. If your selling price is more than the cost price, then you will be getting a profit, or otherwise if your cost price is more than the selling price, that will be loss, right? So that profit function, that is given by Px, right? Capital P means your profit function, small p means your demand function. Now Px equals to Sp minus Cp. What is Sp? Sp means Rx, revenue function. Just now I told, when you sell in a market, the money which you get, that is Rx, minus cost function or cost price. I told P equals to Sp minus Cp. If I note down here, you see Sp minus Cp equals to P, or P equals to Sp minus Cp. This formula we have learned in our junior classes. So P means a profit function, SP means a revenue function, and CP means a cost function. So what is profit function? So profit function equals to revenue function minus cost function, right? So this is the next formula. Next we have break even point. So there will be a condition where you will not make any profit, you will not make any loss, right? That means loss equals to profit. So in that situation or that condition is considered as break even condition. Okay, so for break even to take place, a break even condition, the number of products sell in the market equals to total cost invested. So that is Rx equals to Cx. Now if you bring Cx on the left hand side, what will you get? Rx minus Cx equals to 0, but this Rx minus Cx is what? Px, that is a profit function. So we can say when the profit is 0, that is break even condition. Okay, now questions will be there based upon these formulas. So one by one question we will solve. See, I'll try to solve some few questions here. You try to understand these questions and try to do similar questions from your exercise book, right? So let's start our questions. So here I am with the first question, that is a company starts producing pen and find that the producing cost of each pen is rupees 10. That is cost of producing one pen is that is one pen is rupees 10, and the fixed expenditure of the production is rupees 4500. If each pen sold for rupees 25, determine cost function, revenue function, and break even point. So this is the question, right? So first we'll note down what is given in the question. In the question it is given, you see, find that the producing cost of each pen is rupees 10. That means to produce one pen, expenditure is rupees 10. That means that will come under variable cost. That means P is here 10, so it will be 10x. Okay, and the fixed expenditure of the production, that is capital F. F is given here 4500. Okay, next, if each pen is sold for rupees 25, that means revenue function is selling price is 25, that means 25x, because the formula was Rx equals to Px. What is the selling price here? 25. So how many pens you are selling here? X, that means 25x. Similarly, the cost of producing one pen is what? Rupees 10. So x number of pens will be what? 10x. Now what we need to find here? Cost function. So cost function is given by Cx equals to F plus Vx, right? So what is F here? 4500 plus what is Vx here? 10x. So this is our first answer, right? This is answer number 1. Next we have to find revenue function. So revenue function is given by, this is the revenue function. We will write it once more. Revenue function Rx is given by Px, that is 25x. So this is our revenue function. Next, point number 3, break even point. For break even point we know profit function when it equals to 0. This is called break even point condition. Now Px equals to Sp minus Cp. Sp means the revenue function minus cost function equals to 0. Now revenue function what we got here? 25x minus cost function we got here 4500 plus 10x equals to 0. If you multiply minus within the bracket, you will be getting here 25x minus 4500 minus 10x equals to 0. 25 minus 10, that is 15x minus 4500 equals to 0, or 15x equals to 4500. So 15 3s are 45, that is 300 you will be getting, right? So what is our break even point? Our break even point is 300. That means at selling 300 pens we will neither face loss nor we will gain. Okay, so this is the break even point and this is the break even condition. Next question we have, the fixed cost of new product is 35,000 and the variable cost per unit is rupees 500. If the demand function is given by Px equals to 5000 minus 100x, find the break even values. So to find break even values we have to find first profit function, that is given by Rx minus Cx. Okay, we have to find first Rx, then we have to find Vx, then Rx minus Vx or Rx minus Cx equals to 0. So you see direct cost function is not given in the question, right? It is given by fixed cost and variable cost we have to generate from here first. So let's start our question first. Now you see the fixed cost of new product is rupees 35,000, that means fixed cost is rupees 35,000. I think up to here it is clear, right? Directly it is given in the question. and the variable cost per unit is rupees 500. Variable cost, when I say that is Vx, so 500 is given, it will be multiplied by x, because producing 1 unit is rupees 500. So what will be the total cost for producing x unit, that is 500x. Next, if the demand function is given by Px, so demand function is given by Px equals to 5000 minus 100x, right? Directly it is given. Find the break even values. That means break even value means we have to find x. Okay, we have to get the value of x. How will we get this one? First we will use the formula of Px. So Px we know, when profit function equals to 0, that is the break even condition. So here you have to write at break even condition, at break even condition Px must be equals to 0, that is profit function must be equals to 0. Now Px is given by Rx minus Cx equals to 0. Now what is Rx? So Rx formula I have given Px, demand function, into x. So Px into x, or this Px you can write P also, minus Cx. Now Cx directly it is not given, it is given f plus Vx. This formula we have to apply here, right? Rx means Px and Cx means f plus Vx. So this formula I have given you before. Okay, so Px what is given here, that is 5000 minus 100x, right? Minus f, what is f? 35000 plus Vx. Vx is given by 500x equals to 0. Now if you multiply within the bracket, that is 5000 minus 100x minus 35000, right? Now you see here, when you are multiplying Px into x, so this total is being multiplied by x. Okay, so like you see, Rx minus Cx equals to 0. In place of Rx what we wrote? Px into x, and in place of Cx what we wrote? F plus Vx, right? Now Px is this one which is given in the question. It is have to be multiplied by x. So when you multiply by x here, this will be x square and this will be 5000x, right? Minus 35000 minus 500x equals to 0. Or this can be written as, you see, so this can be written as minus 100x square, right? Now 500x minus 5000x minus 500x is plus 4500x and minus 3500 equals to 0. Now from here what we can take common? First we need to make this one x square as positive. If I take everything to right hand side, what we will get here? We will get 100x square plus minus 4500x plus 35000 equals to 0. Okay, the coefficient of x square, first we have made negative to positive. Now here we have to take 100 common. If we take 100 common here, then what we will get here? X square minus 45x plus 350 equals to 0. 0 by 100 is 0. So what we will get here? X square minus 45x plus 350 equals to 0. So we need to take LCM for or 350 now, and we will be splitting middle term, right? So if you take 350 as LCM, what will you get here? Now you see here, 35 plus 10 is 45. Again 35 into 10 is 350, right? So 350 when you multiply here with 1, so it is 350. Now when you take LCM, what we got here? 2 into 5 into 35. So this is the LCM. So what we will do here, 10 plus 35 will give you 45. So we will split the middle term here. So x square minus, in place of 45, what we will write here? 10 plus 35 x plus 350 equals to 0, right? So x square minus 10x minus 35x plus 350 equals to 0. What we can take common from this two term, that is x minus 10. From here we can take 35 common, that is x minus 10 equals to 0, or x minus 10 x minus 35 equals to 0, or when this is equals to 0 we will get the value of x as 10. When this is equals to 0, we'll get 35. So what are the values of x? That is 10 and 35. So if you sell this 10 units or 35 units, there will be no gain or no profit. So this is the break even point. So next question, we have a company produces a commodity with 24,000 cost. The variable cost is estimated to be 25% of the total revenue recovered on the selling the product at a rate of rupees 8 per unit. So you see, in this question we are given with fixed cost of rupees 24,000, that is rupees 24,000 is the fixed cost. So we'll write now here. What is F here? F is given here rupees 24,000, right? The variable cost is estimated to be 25% of the total revenue. That means variable cost is given by 25% of total revenue. That means this is the statement which is given in the question. Revenue recovered on the selling the product at a rate of 8 per unit. Now what is Rx here? Rx is said to be 8 into x 8x, right? So what will be variable cost here then? That is 25 by 100 into 8x, right? 25 4 is 100 and 4 2 is 8, that means 2x is the variable cost. Now what is the revenue function? So first answer is here 8x, this is our first answer, right? Second answer is here cost function. What is our cost function? So cost function Cx is given by f plus Vx, right? F plus Vx. F is given here 24,000 plus Vx we have here 2x, right? So this is the total cost function. Next, point number 3, we have break even point. So for break even condition, Rx minus Cx equals to 0, or directly we can write Rx equals to Cx. In place of Rx, what we will be substituting here? 8x, and in place of Cx we will be substituting here 24,000 plus 2x. So if you subtract 8x minus 2x, we will be getting 6x equals to 24,000, or 6x equals to 24,000, or x equals to 6 1s are 6, 6 4s are 24, we will get here 1000, that means x equals to 4,000. So these are our values which we require for these questions. So I hope you have understood these questions. So similar type of questions you will try to solve from your book. So whether you are practicing from this SCHAN or you have practicing from other book, so more or less the questions will be same. Practice the example questions also. So for this video only this much. See you soon in my next video. Thank you.